Every little issue the other day when he went to Hulk Horn, like, well, that bin's broken. Let's go to a different one.
Yep.
That cracked me up. Well, go to a different one.
Okay, go to this one.
Yeah. That was funny. That amused me greatly. Oh, yeah.
There you good old Sunny chest bump.
Yeah, that was funny too. That was good, yeah. Yeah, I've been, I don't know. That's why I've been watching a lot of Kit Boga lately. Watching a lot of his VODs on Twitch. Plus, I'm not watching any like TV series right now. I kind of want to rewatch like OG Game of Thrones.
Again?
Well, I started watching it a second time and I never finished watching it a second time.
You gotta remember that one thing though.
Don't not pay attention to people coming out into the room when you're watching Game of Thrones. It's kind of awkward. That one?
Maybe.
Yeah, that happened once, sir. Yep. Game of Thrones can be an awkward show for somebody to like walk in the room while you're watching. We'll just put it that way. If you know, you know.
Where the one screen I have on my setup is kind of pointed towards the door,
well,
so you can't really see what I'm watching.
I had soundbar on though. Dave, what's going on? How are you? You know, Game of Thrones, it's a great show, but it can be a little awkward to, yeah, have somebody walk in the room while you're watching it. Just saying. Oh, man. Dave, hope all is well. Welcome, man. What's going on, man?
Darn, packet loss is not dropped.
Oh, man. Can be a little spicy. A little bit? Yeah. Especially, wait, Dave's plays here and there's always a Dave. Oh, man. Welcome in, guys. What's going on? Not exactly a show to watch with your parents. That's what happened to me. Is I was watching OG Game of Thrones, and well, there was one of those, you know, scenes, and Pops walked out here, and I was not paying attention. Maybe I had my headphones on watching it. I think I did, and he was standing next to me. I didn't hear him. So. Whoa, Dave. I mean, talking about dragons, man. The dragons are really cool. Yeah, the dragons. They're pretty neat.
By the way, speaking of dragons, we might get another sometime this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it was awkward though. It might have been on House of the Dragon.
It's right, House of the Dragon.
I think it was House of the Dragon. Although I'll maintain, I'll say flat out that original Game of Thrones is a lot spicier than House of the Dragon. I know you haven't watched it, Trent, but it's way spicier. Those early seasons of Game of Thrones are way spicier than House of the Dragon. So, the fire at the end of the season, sure. You didn't watch any of it? Oh, man. Game of Thrones is a great series. Damon's Visions. Well, those are, yeah, but no, OG Game of Thrones with, what's his name? His real name. Peter Dinklage. His character in OG Game of Thrones. Oh, there's always something going on. Anyway, we'll keep it family friendly. Sorry. How about that weather? Broken cameras, Mud at the farm yesterday. Good sounding old tractors. You know those things, right? How's the new farming sim coming along? As in like 25? It's fine. It's fine as long as you're not trying to run a bunch of mods. Yeah, just dragons, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. You betcha. Oh gosh. Man, oh man. That's just too funny right there. It is too funny. Hey, you know what? You know, we were just talking about cameras, right? Like the Wise cams. And I just got an email from Wise talking about cameras that are on sale. How convenient. It's like they're listening. But they have cameras on sale, chat. It's way too convenient. Throwing that out there. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Oh, they're always watching. They are watching, yes. They told Congress to do that, okay. Oh, man. They promised, yeah. All your devices are listening. That's all there is to it. They're always listening. I can't tell you how many times Dad and I will talk about, you know, a person in like Hollywood or like a celebrity or whatever. We'll just be at the farm and like, oh, so-and-so's name will come up, right? Like one day it was Drew Barrymore because her TV show was on and, you know, we had our TV on the farm, whatever. Her show came on. And we were talking about her. And then conveniently that night when we came home, guess whose TikTok popped up like after 2 swipes on TikTok. It's like, yeah, you're telling me this isn't listening? Okay. Okay. Or like the one that gets me all the time, and it could be because, you know, like technically Dad's computer and my computer from the external internet were on the same IP address, right? But I cannot tell you how many times Dad will be like, hey, I found this YouTube channel and this is the name of it. And then like when we come home that day, I'll look in my YouTube like recommended and it's always there. And it's like the video he was talking about is there. Yeah. It's kind of what? Mass surveillance just used for ads. Pretty much, yeah. Facebook and Google ads, not even surprised they're on TikTok, yeah. Speaking of NP. But yeah, it's just wild. The way everything listens, but it is what it is. Whatever. Oh yeah, not a big deal. I don't really care. Whatever. You know, it's like people go like, "Ooh, you have like web-based security cameras, you can get hacked." So they're gonna look at my backyard and see the rabbit? I mean, okay. Y'all can have that. You're telling me you're gonna hack me for that? Like, okay. Have fun. I don't care. Somebody once, we were talking about like smart bulbs and like somebody was like, they're gonna hack your smart bulbs. I'm like, so they're gonna turn the light off? That sounds like they're going to save electricity then. You know? YouTube gives interesting recommendations. That's because you watch the interesting videos. It's like people talk about like seeing inappropriate things on TikTok. It's like, because you watched it. If you don't watch the inappropriate thing, it doesn't give you the inappropriate thing. So yeah. Oh man. Your wife finally believed it after an hour later. Yep. Oh man. Oh, you're gonna file your taxes with Intuit because of the ad. That's good. Make sure to use code Puma Plow when you file, and I'll get 0% kickback. You know. I'm not sponsored by any ad or what's their name, any tax thing. Not sponsored by anybody, so yeah. Use code PumaPlow at checkout for absolutely no reason. Thanks. Oh man, I would appreciate it. Oh wait, I'm not sponsored. You owe the feds $10 more. So every time you guys use code PumaPlow, it actually, you give the feds money, but it takes it off of my taxes. That's how that works. So appreciate it. For the record, that's a joke, chat. It's not a thing. It's funny though, but not a thing. All right. I don't want anybody thinking that's a real, because it's not. You keep getting stuff for oh man, that's rough now. That's rough. Oh man. IRS? Yeah, probably. Thanks for that follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in. What's happened? Do appreciate it. Redeem that coupon. Nowhere. It's a joke. Oh man. That's fine. No, apparently not. Apparently not. How dare you? Local Casey's. If you guys want to go to Casey's and use my phone number as the rewards, let me know. Get me some Casey's cash. I'm joking, for the record. I'm not giving out my phone number. Just saying. Oh man. Yeah, somebody somebody sent me a TikTok video, and this has been years ago now. Okay, literally years ago. About a person, there's people, you know, there's people on TikTok that have like horses, right? And somebody sent me this video and they're like, look at this horse. Okay. Still to this day, years later, and I've never like held down and said I'm not interested or anything, because whatever, it is kind of interesting. I watch them occasionally, but I still get videos from that person about their horses. And like, I'm not a horse guy. I don't really get whatever, horses or whatever, okay? But I still get this person's videos about their horses. Oh, the pizza board, yeah. It's kind of funny, to be honest. Still never had a good burger from Culver's. You know, Culver's is something, right? I don't want to say overrated, but people either love Culver's or they just like don't go to. I just don't go to Culver's. Like, it's not something typically I'm gonna go to. Mostly because, you know, for Pops and I to go and get like burgers and fries for lunch, it's like $40, you know. When we can go over to Wendy's and, you know, $20, man, we're fed, you know. Just saying. Although I saw a Wendy's life hack the other day. Apparently, if you go to Wendy's and you get their biggie bag or whatever, you can upgrade the drink in the fry in there for like 80 cents or something. So you're getting like $8 in upgrades for like 80 cents. And I'm like, I kind of want to try it. I don't know that I've ever had a biggie bag. I don't know. Use the mulcher to create your field border. Like the forestry mulcher or the regular mulcher just to like cut the grass for you? Because I could see doing either one, honestly. It makes sense. Yeah. Like Arby's, but they're super expensive. Huh? It depends what you get. Dad and I go, well, Dad, Pops and I go to Arby's. Well, so we started going to Arby's when they had the forestry mulcher, sure. Pops and I started going to Arby's when they had the potato cakes back. We can get, we each get a sandwich and, it's about $20, sandwich and fries. Next map for Farm Sim 25 is going to be the Asian map. Arby's curly fries. I don't do their curly fries. I can't do them. They taste rotten to me. I can't do it.
Their curly fries are good.
I can't do them. They taste like, for me, the when stuff was really rotten for me after COVID. That's what Arby's curly fries taste like to me. They taste like spoiled meat. Yeah. Kind of weird. Forestry mulcher. Yeah, no, I could see using the forestry mulcher to create a field, sure. I could definitely see that. Yeah, I could definitely understand that. You betcha. And actually, life tip for you, if you have just where it says it needs plowed on your field, you can use a subsoiler. So I've been using this subsoiler. It's 5 meters, goes 7 miles an hour, but you know, it's nice and square. You cannot create a new field with this, but you can get rid of the, you know, needs plowed state. The only problem with this one is if you have your stones turned on, it does plow up the bigger stones. So you fill up your stone pickers really fast. But that's okay. I don't mind it. Because most likely, I mean, a lot of people play with stones off, so that doesn't matter. But I actually, all the fields that we bought, or I bought on here a while back, like all the little ones that needed plowed and stuff, I used that for all of them. I didn't even mess with a regular angle plow because they don't hire the best. And if you're hiring, especially the subsoiler, it just works better. It works way better. Perfect combo for money fields. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I'm partial to the angle plow. Like, I'm going to use it. Or the rollover plow, technically. I'm partial to it because I think it's fun, but I know that I'm also a psychopath compared to a lot of people when it comes to this game. because I like, you know, the regular plows. But that's the beauty of this game. We can all do whatever we want, right? That's the beautiful part. Oh, yeah. You can put the mulcher on the front. You could, actually. Well, you'd have to use a smaller subsoiler, probably. I don't know which one would actually line up with the, like, the size of the mulcher. But, yeah, you could totally do that. You could totally do that. That would be actually kind of interesting. Might have to try that in the next map. Might have to try it. Making rice pudding in the crock pot. All right.
Rice pudding.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to Google. What the hell is rice pudding? I don't know what this is. Yeah, I've never heard of rice pudding, I don't think. Oh boy. What's the recipe here? Hang on, I Googled it.
This recipe says the total time is like 50 minutes. Minute prep time, 40-minute cook time.
It's milk.
It's pretty simple. It's rice, milk, sugar, salt, egg, raisins, butter, and vanilla.
So it's basically rice and sugar. All right. Getting the border into the mulcher. Yeah, no, makes sense. Is Kimmy on Sean's account? No. Rice pudding, you'll eat sand before you eat. I just... I just never heard of it. Oh, man. Mom used to make tapioca pudding or tapioca something. And that just looked like a big ball of snot to me. I could never. Yeah, whatever tapioca, I don't even know. But that just looked like a bowl of snot. But Mom, Dad, and Aunt, they loved it. No. 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 But that's all I got to say about that. Spiral, I will have some mods, but I will not have a ton because mods are having issues right now with 1.5, so. Rice pudding similar to tapioca pudding. All right. Enjoy it, Sean. I hope you enjoy it. Oh. Butterscotch pudding, not much of a pudding fan. Oh gosh. Yeah, so there's a lot of mods having issues with 1.5 and you know, that's half the reason I don't have mods, because the game is going to update and it's going to break mods. And so it's just better off for me. I don't have to worry about that because I ain't using them. So next map, yeah, I'm sure I'll have a couple. It'll probably be less than 10, to be honest, for a bulk of the map anyway. Yeah, probably be less than 10. So that's probably going to be about it, though. At least for a while. We'll see as, you know, A, future patches come out for Farm Sim, and B, just, you know, give mod authors time to fix mods too. Because of course, you know, especially if it's a mod hub mod, you know, if mod author quote fixes it, and it has to go back to Giants for testing, then it has to go through their quote testing process, then they got to put it out. You know, it takes time. It all takes time, you know. And yeah, so instead of having to go through the, you know, okay, I'm having issues like Trent's dealing with a frame rate issue right now, right? So literally to figure out what's going on, he, in theory, should take out one mod. And if he's still having problems, go take out another mod. If you're still having problems, take out another mod. And you gotta just troubleshoot it that way, one mod at a time. So, you know, if you have 10 mods, it's still gonna suck, but it's not that bad. If you have 100 mods, we're really gonna suck. So that's not a good idea at all, you know. Right now, so I'm just perfectly happy, perfectly okay with holding off on a bunch of mods right now, and just kind of waiting. You know, even our last map, Elm Creek Forex by Stevie, we only had like 60 mods on there, I think. It wasn't that many mods, realistically. Project need a mod for a bigger lime share. Now, I could agree on that. Yes. Imagine it's a lot more painful to server. It just takes longer because you have to go. In my case, now that I'm hosting my own server, it's a lot faster. But I would have to go onto that computer, which I just remote access to it. And then, you know, it would just take forever because you got to turn the server off, which takes a second. Then you got to turn the server back on, which can take a couple minutes to boot back up. Go play, figure out, you know, and then try the next mod. It would take forever on a server, yeah. Game is any good mods. Interesting. There a container you can. I just want my lime dog wagon mod back.
Ski11Y just resubscribed for 3 months.
There is not a mod, or there's not an in-game, that you can place to store herbicide. No. We're gonna go in-game on that. No. There's not a not an in-game thing for that. So yeah. Unfortunately. Thanks to the reset, by the way. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I actually, when I was designing out the homestead, I came in here and I was all proud of myself. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to put this tank down. And I put it down and I'm like, crap. There's no, it only does fertilizer. I placed it down and everything, went to buy it, and I was like, why can't I buy herbicide? On console. So what I've been doing for herbicide is I have one of those big stainless steel semi-trailers, you know, tanker. And then I just take it to the shop and just buy it, refill it there. And then drive it around the map, or AI worker hired thing to move it around the map, honestly. Whatever you want to call that. Yeah. It's not an in-game thing, Sean. For herbicide, that's not a thing. I'm sure it's a mod, but not in-game, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. Oh man, you know that moment when you're trying to pour water and you need to turn your spreader around? But you don't want to overfill your water. Oh god, we almost overfilled. Harry, what's going on, man? Kimmy, we'll catch you. Almost overfilled the cup, chat. Oh, man. That's funny. No, it doesn't, unfortunately, Sean. Then running after planting. Yeah, honestly, you can do that, or you could actually herbicide directly after planting. Like spray, and that'll get rid of the weeds too, which kind of is accurate and kind of not. Or when I say get rid of the weeds just don't spawn. So running the rotary hoe after planting, that doesn't make sense though. You would wait, because directly after planting, like, there wouldn't, depends if you cultivate or not, if there would be weeds or not, but it's a whole thing. People around here forever ran the rotary hose after planting to break the crust. If we'd get a decent rain after you plant, the ground would crust over, and so you'd have to run a rotary hoe to break the crust so your crop could come up. Yeah. Well, the theory of the rotary hoe, actually, you don't touch the seed. Because, like, Trent runs a rotary hoe in standing crop, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the crop actually goes between, at least that's the theory, right? The crop goes between the hose, right? I mean, I'm sure you hit
on, like, through V1, V2.
Yeah, and in that stage, the crop can take a little damage too, right?
Because the roots are already established.
And the growing point's below ground a lot of times, like on soybeans, right?
Uh-huh. Even right after planting, we'll go through with a hoe.
Yeah.
That's just disturb the topsoil for the seed, or the weed seed.
Yep. You think you're gonna time? Well, precision's not coming out till like the second quarter. The seed stage is running over the dirt. Yes. Yes, but you also still wouldn't, in real life anyway, you wouldn't want to disturb that seed because, you know, planters, you spend a lot of money on planters in real life to ensure the depth of that seed. Because, you know, technically when you plant a field, you want every seed to come out of the ground the same day. Like, as close to each other as possible, the same time coming out of the ground. Because if you have a bunch of seeds that come up on, well, we'll say day 1, and then you have plants that come up on day 4, those day 4 ones are actually weeds to the day 1 plant. And then everybody's in a competition for moisture, nutrients, sunlight. So it's kind of interesting. It's really fascinating. So, but I gotcha. It's really fascinating to watch somebody do an immersions test. So they go out with like flags and they mark off the different seeds and then like follow those corn plants through the whole year. So you go out there back at harvest and you can like clearly see a difference in even like the ears will be totally different between day 1 plants and day 3 or 4. It's actually wild. You wouldn't think it would matter, but man, it really does. It's really cool. I mean, I personally have never done it, but I've watched like Call the Corn Star some other people do that. So
Yeah, we got the stuff to do that from the Precision.
yeah, you and Tony got those kits, didn't you?
Yeah, I got like two, one for me, one for my uncle, but I barely got it for the Sea Death Finder.
Which you probably never have when you need it, right?
I usually keep it in my truck.
Okay.
And I gave one to my uncle, and he uses it in the tractor cab.
Oh, okay.
Or he keeps
That's
it
good.
in the tractor.
That's good. Yeah, it's actually really fascinating. I know Cole the Carn Star has a video or two where he goes like really in depth about like the immersions and stuff. It's pretty cool. So
Have you kept up with him?
yeah. I've actually been watching his dad's channel a lot too.
See, I haven't followed or watched.
Well, sometimes his dad's channel has stuff that you don't see in Cole's, and then sometimes it has stuff that like you'll see in a week on Cole's. So
Cole just seems like he leaves a lot out.
well, he can't post everything they're doing. His
Well, no,
videos
like,
would be 12 hours long.
He used to post like when they got new equipment that showed up
Yeah.
at his place, because his place is kind of like the quote-unquote main farm in a way,
Yeah.
and he doesn't do that.
I'm just kind of shook. You know, they were working on that big Challenger tractor.
Yeah, the big 4-wheel one.
How expensive some of those pieces are. Good Lord.
Like especially for those two circle discs.
Yeah. Oh, God, $1,200 or something. Outrageous.
Imagine if those ever break, they'll just lay the new one.
I say go to a machine shop and have them make something. Be cheaper than buying it from Echo. Outrageous.
Good God, for those two discs, basically
Mhm.
$2,000.
Yep. I can't wait to see, you know, they're putting new tires on that tractor and they're going to buy a tile plow, and be interested to see how much tiling they do next couple years. Yeah, his house project, man, when he had a video the other day where he like went through the design, like all the layout and stuff of the new edition. One floor of that I think is bigger than my entire house.
Not only that, he's gonna tie in the main house with the first story and the second story.
Yeah, it's wild. Wild.
Plus, they're putting an office and a garage. It's not even on the
The garage
plans.
eventually, yeah. Z-Wolf, what's going on, man? How are you? What's popping? Going on? Holy cow.
And I'm having to patch the damaged like tarp
Yeah.
just to create a tunnel.
What do I plant at my farm at home? I'm not a farmer. It's actually like a very popular misconception that I'm a farmer. I am not a farmer. When I talk about going to the farm, because I do talk about going to a place I call the farm, it's 5 acres that my dad owns of the old family farm where he grew up. So dad grew up, you know, farming. Grandpa was a farmer. His dad was a farmer, so on and so on. And so yeah, we own 5 acres, and we've got, you know, the old buildings from when dad was a kid. I mean, our quote unquote big shed, the center part of it was built in 1918, and then they added wings on the shed when dad was like early high school age kind of thing, something like that. They did one summer and one the other summer. And yeah. No, like I said, it's a very common misconception. People think I am a farmer, but I am not. People also think I'm Luke Combs and that one YouTube guy too. But anyway, so we don't farm, but we do grow about an acre or so of pumpkins every year. And we have a giant party at our farm where we invite a bunch of friends and family and stuff down to pick the pumpkins, and, you know, bring like a dish for a potluck, and everybody just kind of hangs out, and we give little tractor rides and stuff like that. So we do some gardening basically, but no like real farming. But we do own some old tractors and stuff, you know. So technically, I guess I own two old Alice Chalmers, and I own an old Case field cultivator that I use all the time in the summer. So that's technically what I own, I guess. Dad owns the rest of it. So, but yeah, not a farmer. I just garden. I don't live on the farm either. I live in town. I live in a subdivision. Like, look, there's the neighbor's house behind me right there on that camera. I don't live in the country. No. I can be at a Walmart in like 2 minutes by car. So I live in the city. Yeah. That might be another misconception. I don't live in the country. The farm that Dad owns, or that he grew up on, had a house until 2005. We tore it down after Grandpa passed away, and basically the house was termites holding hands. That's how that house was standing up still. And you know, it had been through a lot of floods and stuff, and the downfall of that house actually was that back in, I want to say around like 95, there was a bad windstorm and it blew off a bunch of siding and blew off part of the, like, messed up part of the roof a little bit. And nobody wanted to put money into the house to fix it up. And so the house basically just rotted because it didn't have a good roof on it. And we kind of got to the point where it was like a safety hazard, so we had to get rid of the house. I fell through the roof of the old chicken house, Sean. When we were tearing down the old chicken house, we were up on the roof peeling off shingles, and I fell through that roof part of the way. One man's floor is another man's roof. It was a 2-story house. The front of the house was 2-story. The back of the house was the addition that had like 1 story for the kitchen. Kitchen, bathroom, laundry room, and hallway was all 1 story, but the main house was 2-story. Oh. Or wait, switch that around. Hey, you never know. But it was unfortunate that the house got to the point, but you know, Grandpa owned the farm until he passed, and he didn't want to put any money into it, which I don't blame him at all. Because, you know, it's a floodplain, and you gotta think real hard before you spend money on like something permanent in the floodplain. And of course nowadays, like, I don't even know, I guess we could get an occupancy permit, like if we would have had a house down there still, like after the floods and stuff. But I know the county, they're getting pretty serious about, like, if you want a house down there, you gotta build the thing like 12 feet up in the air. So either on stilts or all in dirt until you're, you know, broke. So yeah, which after we had a flood in 19, I know they gave people a lot of grief after that. Actually, we got grief. They wanted us to pump our septic tank. And, because we do have a bathroom down there in our old smokehouse. Basically, they gave one of the neighbors grief, and they told him that his septic tank was contaminated. And he goes, well, you know, the river water's actually cleaner than what's in your septic tank. And he basically told the county to get off his property and never come back. In so many words. And after that, the county just kind of turned the other way and didn't give anybody else grief about their septic tanks. So the one guy basically got the county to leave everybody alone. So it was kind of funny. He told him to basically there was a rope involved. Is what he told him. Oh. And it's probably not what you guys are thinking. So yeah. It was, yeah. It was pretty funny. So it's not what you're thinking, most likely. But it did involve rope, and the county guy did not like it very much. And decided to leave everybody alone after that. So. And in fact, I don't know if the county technically, I don't know. I don't know what they know, but all I know is, yeah, we don't have a house down there anymore. And if we wanted to build one or even like a shed in its place or something, we'd have to build it like way up in the air. Because in 1993, which was the big flood, obviously, we had like 6-7 feet of water on the farm. And yeah, it's a bit of a problem. It's a lot of water. So there was a thunderstorm. We had, there were actually waves on top of, there were 2-foot waves on top of 6 foot of water. And boy, you talk about trashing buildings and stuff. It just trashed buildings with that much water and then 2-foot waves on top of it. Plus, that was actually the thunderstorm, fun fact, that our barn burned down in. So, lightning struck our barn when the thunderstorm was going on. And the barn was full of bales of straw, the loft was. And burned that sucker right to the water level, of course. And the fire department, of course, they tried, but they couldn't even get to it because it was so dangerous with those waves. You know, they don't have like ocean-bound firefighting boats around here, so they got little, you know, John boats or whatever with a pump in it, and so they couldn't get to it. And I know the fire captain, for long, like the guy who was the fire captain at the time, he wouldn't even look my grandpa in the eye after that. He was so upset about not being able to get there and save the barn, and grandpa flat out told him, he's like, it's okay, because, you know, we don't need everybody dying trying to save a barn. Like, it doesn't matter. And the one neighbor's house about a mile away or so, they actually had to go out on like a deck that was out of the water or something. And I don't know if they used a garden hose or how they did it, if they just had like a rake or something, but there were bales of straw that were like kind of floating, but they were on fire. And they were heading for this house, so they had to, like, you know, splash water on them or knock them under the water. I don't know exactly what they did, but they were concerned about their house catching fire from the barn, from the bales that were floating across the water on fire. So that had to be something like out of a movie, you know, to see these floating bales that are on fire coming at you. Right, Sean? Yeah. So. And then the crazy part... I mean, all of it's crazy. But the water receded. So as the water receded, like, you know, the next day or whatever, Pops and Grandpa and probably some of my siblings, I don't remember, I don't think I was there, they decided to go in the farm. So they go to the farm and they go, well, the barn's a total loss. You know, it's burnt down. It was like 5 feet or 6 feet or 7, whatever from the ground. You know, there was only so much lumber left because there was foundation and stuff too. So whatever was left, they went, well, we might as well pile it up. You know, the barn's junk. It's gone. And so they worked and they piled up the barn and they said, we'll burn it when we come back. You know, what's left of the barn. Well, before they could get back to burn it, the water actually came back up. And it washed all of the boards away. So those boards became somebody else's problem. Basically, so the remnant of the barn went downstream somewhere. I have no idea where. Which I thought was kind of funny. So there are a couple pictures. I don't know who took the pictures, but there's a couple pictures out there of the, like the barn burned down to the water level. Which is kind of crazy to see, but yeah. And then actually in 1995, when we had another flood, we got a mobile home washed onto the farm. Single wide mobile home. I think it was a single wide mobile home, but it didn't have like the floor and like the frame in it. So it was like walls and a roof. Yeah. And it was about halfway out the lane. So about a half mile from the farm. Still on property Grandpa owned at the time. And he called, I don't know who he called, Army Corps maybe, or I don't know who he called. And they're basically like, congrats, it's yours now. And I mean, it was junk. It was trashed. It was collapsed. And of course, like I said, there was no floor in it. And so I remember there was a big fire, and that sucker got torched right there in the field. And then Grandpa dug a big hole and pushed in whatever was left. But yeah, I remember that. I remember actually cleaning up nails after that with a magnet. I was down there with Grandpa several days working on that. But yeah, just inherited an entire single wide without a floor. But yeah. The weird stuff that, you know, after a flood, it's just there's weird things that happen. But yeah. The only furniture, somehow there was an end table in there. And we actually kept it. We still have it. Should have gotten it insured before the bonfire. I mean, there might be like some shingles and stuff. I don't remember what all was left, but yeah, probably, Sean. Yeah. Well, back in the day, you know, they would burn all their trash at the farm, and then whatever's left, you just bury it. So, like, one time, you know, like scrap metal and stuff back in the day didn't really get hauled out. You know, it just got buried. Everything got buried. We don't do that today, but we were trenching in a water line one time behind our big shed, and we hit this piece of metal, and it come out of the trench from the trencher, you know, and it was the wringer off the wringer washer. You know, like the part you would run the clothes through to like wring it out, like it was that. I think we ended up getting rid of it. We like hauled it away to a scrapyard or something eventually, but yeah, we actually pulled the wringer off the wringer washer out of the ground. And it's like, dang it, Grandpa, stop burying stuff. Of course, by then, I think he was, I think he had passed by the time we did that water line, but yeah. You burn your old tires nowadays? All right. Used to have a creek ditch they would empty the burn barrel into. Gotcha. No, there was a lot of stuff that happened back in the day that was not eco-friendly at all. Yeah. Like, I don't know what the chemical was, but when Dad was a kid, he told me a story. They had ticks and chiggers one time really bad at the farm. Where, like, anybody, you'd go to the farm, you'd get, especially chiggers. And Grandpa went into town and he bought some spray. And he sprayed the farm. And still to this day, there are no chiggers at the farm. I don't know what he sprayed, but he sprayed something down there. I mean, we're talking 60 years ago, you know. Yeah. Using motor oil used to be a good way to keep gravel down. Yeah. Yup. Sounds like some good stuff. I'm pretty sure it's illegal today, whatever it is, but you know, we're talking, yeah, 55, 60 years ago, probably, if not more. And Dad'll be set. Dad's 75 right now, so. A few years ago, right? 70? 76. He's 76. It worked. Right? Back when you were allowed to use stuff that worked. Yeah. It might, you know, give you a third arm, but yeah, it works. Just saying. We'll be doing it often enough. I don't think you could buy. Well, I don't know what it was. Dad, I think Dad knows the name of it. I don't know. I don't know. Now you got to take a little used motor oil and like dribble it along the foundation of your buildings to keep the termites down, you know? Not that Grandpa ever did that back in the day either. We recycle all of our used motor oil. Like we haul it to where, well, we used to haul it to where Dad works. Actually, I don't think we've had to haul oil away. We haven't changed that much oil lately. We have a jug we keep it in. Like I said, usually haul it to where Dad works. They have a company that comes out and gets it, so we're responsible with it. Just don't dig the well close to the house yet. Our well's only 28 feet at the farm, and we do not drink the water, so I'd hate to. Actually, I'd be interested to do a water test on that water. Last time that water was tested was like early 90s, and it tested fine then. I don't know what they were testing it for back in the early 90s, but I know they did test it. But yeah. AutoZone's oil tank, yeah. Yep. AutoZone will let you fill her up. Yep. I've always wanted a waste oil like stove, but we also don't have that much waste oil. So. Used motor oil is good for flavoring water. Okay. Farmer Johnson, that explains so much. I'm just saying. Oh, it explains so much. Oh, man. Oh, I got you. Yeah, that works. Universities. Yeah. I forget. Dang, first time just left and Dad just pulled it. Like, they've high-fived it or like waved at each other probably. No, we don't use the water for much. I mean, we water our pumpkins with it, but that's about it. Actually, it's great on a hot summer day. Say you're watering pumpkins, so there's constant water flow. You just go out there and like run that water on your arms. It's like, 45-degree water or whatever. Oh, it's so nice. But I won't drink it anymore. I grew up drinking it though. But we've had a fridge at the farm for a lot of years, and we keep bottled water down there. Or I take this to the farm a lot now too. Take my 40 ounces of city water to the farm, Do that too. Yeah. You betcha. Do I still have arm hair? A little bit. I lost almost all my leg hair over the years though. My legs, when I was like a teenager, super hairy. They're just not anymore. It all like stopped growing on my legs and like grows out my nose now, Kind of weird. Next thing will be my ears, right? Oh, God. Goodness me. Yeah, we used to use a lot more water at the farm back when we had like strawberries, and sometimes we'll water our asparagus. We used to have corn. We used to grow corn every year, potatoes, all that stuff. We had all kinds of stuff, tomatoes and peppers. Oh, you think it's the water doing it to me? I don't think so. I don't know. I'll be fine. I can't tell you the last time. The last time I drank the water at the farm, it's been years. And honestly, I wouldn't drink it unless, like, if we had a sprinkler running on say like sweet corn, and so it's like constantly running for like a couple hours, you know, the pump's constantly running for a couple hours, then that water used to be really good because it was like fresh and cold. If you just like go down there, turn the pump on, yeah, that water's kind of smelly. It's kind of ooey. Sounds like a farmer. No, we were gardening. Okay. Farmer Johnson, that's that is hearsay. And also incorrect, you know. Okay. Sounds like a farmer. Leonard, what's up? How's it going? What's poppin'? Big garden, is that not like farming? Well, I don't know. I mean, everything was planted and harvested and like everything by hand. We never had like a planter for planting corn. We would just plant it ourselves, you know. Potatoes, tomatoes, peppers. I've grown okra before. All kinds of stuff. I mean, you name it. You know. Brussels sprouts. On it. Growing them. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, lettuce. It is. I am starting to sound like a farmer, yeah, a little bit. 8 foot deep well, perfectly good drinking water. Dang. That's pretty shallow. Oh, when we used to drink out the garden hose, man, all that lead, that hot water out of the garden hose that was full of lead. Oh yeah. Those are the days. Thanks for the follow, appreciate you. Welcome in. What's poppin'? Yep. I used to let the garden hose run a little bit. Yeah. You can get a free water test from the state? Really? Nice and sweet. Why is this hose water sweet? Just drink it. Shut up. Oh, man. Maybe this summer I'll look into getting a water test just for funsies. Our water is currently turned off, and we cannot everything's drained right now because, you know, it's winter. We don't want our pipes to freeze down there, so everything's turned off and drained. Our pump has a little bit of what's it called, RV antifreeze. Put a little bit of that in there, keep it from freezing up over the winter. Sean, if I got moonshine coming out of the garden hose from the house, our city's got problems, brother. Could you imagine like a city water tower full of moonshine? Oh my God. It's a lot of moonshine. You got problems. What do you tell the people? A boil order? You're just going to concentrate. You just have to have a dump order, I guess. No, don't drink any of the water. Well, or drink it and get lit. I don't know. Live next to redneck Jesus. I don't live next to redneck Jesus, no. I live next to Mr. Petty that, you know, thinks he owns the neighborhood. That's who I live next to. Well, one of the neighbors anyway. One of the neighbors. Right, Bear? Oh, man. Graham, what's going on? How are you? Bear, you'd have to have like a jet engine sitting underneath that thing. Maybe he needs some shine. That would probably chill him out. Yeah. Probably chill him out. Maybe he does. Maybe I should get him a bottle of a jar of shine. Actually, he must be, I don't know where he was at the past couple days. Like, you know, Pops and I were outside working on lights and never did see him once. I don't know. It was kind of happy that he's not here, you know. Becker, I'm doing well. I'm doing. How are you? I'm a little tired from yesterday. We took the rest of the lights down yesterday, but we're doing otherwise, man. About to go take a break here in about 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing, man. It's really sad though without any of the Christmas lights outside now. It's just so dark and gloomy out there. Light the jar. Man. Oh boy. That's fun. That's fun. Like a grown-up. Oh, man. No, he has cameras on his house. I couldn't do anything like it. But if one... No, never mind. Yeah, no, he's got more cameras than I do. But he's like Lester over there, you know? Got all the cameras. Just saying. Actually, I figured out the guy across the street has cameras now, too. There's like 5 or 6 houses here that, like, we all have cameras now. So if anything happens, like, anywhere around my house, man, it's documented in, like, from multiple angles. Which I don't mind. I think it's good, personally. I don't mind at all. Everything will be documented. So, not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's your own unofficial neighborhood watch.
Pretty much, yeah. Speaking of neighborhood watch, guess who I saw yesterday?
And the Carburn.
Who? Oh, I saw Dog Walker. Dog Walker lady. It's when I should have been streaming last night. Actually, I was sitting at the computer here half asleep, and actually might have been eating dinner yet. I don't remember. But I was not outside. I was in my house, so you like lasers? Sharks with freaking lasers? Yeah. Why not? Oh yeah, we're here for all the cameras. I don't mind it. I think it's a good thing, personally. There was a guy at the end of the street a couple years ago. He had his tailgate stolen off of his truck. So, like, I guess it wasn't a locking tailgate. And people just, like, stole his tailgate in the middle of the night. And the word kind of spread around. And, I mean, you got a whole bunch of different people all looking at their cameras. And everybody's like, yep, it happened at this time. Here's the truck driving down the street. All right. It was kind of funny. Because conveniently, it was the same truck that the guy had. Like, somebody crashed or something, needed a tailgate. So they just went and found one. It happened to be, you know, one of my neighbors. I guess that's, I don't know. I guess that's what you do if you need a tailgate. Just go steal one, right? Some people do anyway, I guess. I don't know. So I think he has a locking tailgate on his truck now. Of course, he hasn't. He bought it. Well, he bought a new tailgate, and then he has a different truck now. But I thought that was kind of funny. In a way, you don't think of a tailgate being stolen off of a truck. At least I don't. I don't think of that. But I don't know. I'm also not a criminal, so I wouldn't. I don't think like a criminal, you know. Just saying. And that one camera's trying to refresh up there, and it's making my whole stream PC kind of laggy. Not good. All right. You can Clam, why do you know this? And why do you know this? You shouldn't know this. Don't incriminate yourself now. You saw it on a YouTube video, right? Your truck doesn't have the original. Wait, Leonard, did your tailgate get stolen too? Oh man, Sean, I don't know. One of these days. You have a past you're not proud of. Okay. No judgment. What happened to a buddy? Okay. Have a past I'm not proud of. So what's jail like? Oh, it got stolen from the previous owner. I got you, Leonard. That's crazy. That's crazy. I guess it happens. I don't know. I never really thought too much about it. I don't know, man. I don't know. One hot meal a day never turned. Wait, I thought it was 3 hots and a cat. What happened to that? I've been lied to my whole life. Trust me, I've never. Nah, I'm good. I did take a tour one time or something. I think we took a tour of our police station once when I was a kid. Oh, that was cool. Hey, I watched that TV show, what was it, Beyond Scared Straight? Y'all remember that one on, like, A&E? I watched it one time. I never wanted to live that life after that. Not that that was a problem for me. I never had, yeah, like, criminal tendency. And no, I'm good, you know? I was the good kid, so. Was it a voluntary tour? Yes. I remember it being cool because they had like this whole like wall of lockers, and that's where like all the cops put their guns, you know? Like that's cool. I don't even think it was my police station though. I think it was a different one. I don't remember what it was. Tailgate for 2020 350 Ford's over 2 grand. Holy cow. I had no idea. That's crazy. Yeah, it was a voluntary tour, though. I believe it was. I wish I remembered what police station that was, but I don't remember. Might have been like our county one or something. County police, I don't remember. It might have been our local, like our old one. We had an old police station. It's no longer. They done built a new one a few years ago. Alright. Get this field done. Chad, it's about to be break time. I'm gonna go find something to ride with for a while. James, what's going on, man? How are you? What's poppin'? How's it going? $2,000 though. That's crazy. A lot of money. I could buy like a junky tiny tractor for that, you know? Like a nice fixer-upper. Maybe. Not at an auction, though. Tractors at auctions go for way too much. At least that's my opinion. All right. $800 more for that step in it. Now. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, they're putting like speakers in tailgates now, and what is it? A GMC with the multi-pro tailgate or whatever. That thing probably costs like $5,000. But on them fancy ones, yeah, they got like speakers in them. So I guess you could like tailgate jam. I don't know what the purpose is, but something. I don't know. That's dumb. I mean, what if you're tailgating, or you know, you have it at the job site and you want to listen to some music? That's true. Yeah. Yeah, the backup cams. Dad doesn't. The camera in his truck doesn't like to work when it's really hot. It gets kind of awkward. But yeah. All right. Let's see. Have we cultivated? Seedbedded all of the. What the heck? Are mails here right now? Mail never comes this early.
Let's say you get your mail like at 8 o'clock at night.
It literally came last night at like 9:15. Not only that, mailman like dropped off mail at our box and then did a U-turn and went and dropped something off across the street, then did another U-turn, came back to our mailbox, then did another U-turn and left last night. Buddy was hitting all the U-turns. It was hilarious. They've been mixing up mail again. Casey's been getting our mail. Again. So, yeah. Which Pops was super thrilled about the other day. So. They've been doing a really bad job here lately on the mail. This field's been done, huh? That field has. Okay, gotta go up there. All right, we did this one earlier. All right. I'm shocked it's here this early. It's never. It must be a different person. Be a sub or something today. Sometimes they'll send around a truck just for like packages earlier in the day, but that was definitely just regular mail. Oh, that's wild. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a break.
Alrighty.